You only need to take the Philosophy Admissions Test, or PhilAT, if you're applying for Philosophy and Theology. If you're applying for Philosophy and Modern Languages, you need to take this test within the Modern Languages Test, or MLAT. If you're applying for Philosophy, Politics and Economics, or Psychology, Philosophy and Linguistics, you need to take the Thinking Skills Assessment, or TSA. The Philosophy Admissions Test is an online test delivered on behalf of Oxford University by assessment specialist Pearson VUE. This means you need to register for your test and book to take it at a nearby Pearson VUE test centre. In 2025, there are separate registration and booking processes you need to follow to take your admissions test. Candidates will need to register for their test between the 18th of June and the 19th of September, 6 p.m. BST, via the Oxford Admissions Test registration portal. Registered candidates will be able to book their test appointment via Pearson VUE's booking system between the 18th of August and the 26th of September, 6 p.m. BST. We strongly recommend you book as soon as possible, as test centre places are allocated on a first-come, first-served basis. To book your test, you must have already started your UCAS application, as you will need your UCAS ID when you register. It is particularly important that you register early if you are requesting access arrangements, as this involves a few additional steps. You will be required to submit documented supporting evidence of eligibility from a medical or educational specialist and have your request and evidence approved by Oxford. Please watch our registering and booking for an Oxford admissions test video which outlines the process. Or, if you require access arrangements, for example extra time, then please watch our registering and booking for an Oxford admissions test with access arrangements video for more information. If you haven't yet registered and booked to take your test, pause this video and go now to the Oxford Admissions Test registration portal. In 2025, all candidates will take their PhilAT on the 24th of October. Our admissions tests aim to stretch the strongest applicants, so don't worry if you find the test hard. It's supposed to be. The best way to prepare for the PhilAT is to explore the practice materials you will find on our website. We know that applicants who practice tend to do better, so we strongly recommend that you familiarise yourself with the test content, structure, and format so you can do your best on the day. Now let's take a look at the PhilAT online practice test and explore the test platform so you can feel confident on test day. First, read the instructions. You will see that the test is 1 hour long. You will see that the landing page refers to 2 parts of the test. You must answer all of Part A and only 1 question from Part B. You are allowed 1 hour to complete the test, and you should spend 30 minutes on each part. You won't be allowed rough paper in the test, but you will be given laminated sheets for note-taking and planning. You will need to hand these in after your test. While on the test landing page, you can choose your preferred colour scheme from the drop-down menu in the top right-hand corner of your screen. You can change this again at any time during your test. Once you have read the instructions on the landing page and are ready to begin your test, click on the Next button in the bottom right-hand corner of the test screen. Once on Part A, you will see Question A on the left and space to write your answer on the right-hand side of your screen. You can click on Next again to scroll through the test and see the other questions, and click on Previous to return to the first one. You can edit your answers using your keyboard or the buttons along the top to cut, copy, etc. You can also adjust the font size on the screen by zooming in or out. You can adjust the width of both sides of the screen by hovering over the blue vertical line running between both and moving the arrows. Always remember to scroll down to the bottom of the page by using your mouse or the scroll feature on the screen to make sure you don't miss any of the extract given as part of the question. In the top right-hand corner, you will see the time you have remaining. Immediately below is the number of the page you are on and the total number of pages. There are 3 pages in the PhilAT. If you want to leave a question for later, you will see a flag for review option in the top right-hand corner. By clicking on this, you can navigate back to the question at the end of your test. Don't worry if you don't use this option though, you will still be able to review any answers again before submitting your test. In the top left-hand corner, you will find a highlighter button. Use this to select text in a variety of colours or to remove the highlighting. Once on Part B, click Next and you will arrive at an item review screen. Here you can check that you have answered each question and navigate back to review your answers. Using the headings at the top of the table, you can select to review all the questions or those which are incomplete. You will also see listed here any questions which you chose to flag for review. If you return to the question to review your answer, you will now also see a review screen button in the left-hand corner. You will only see this after navigating through the test and after visiting the review page. Back on the review screen in the bottom left-hand corner, you will now see a Submit Test button. Once your answers are complete and you are ready to submit your test, click this button to finish. A warning pop-up will appear asking you to confirm whether or not you want to submit your test. If you click yes, another one will appear to double check. Finally, once you have submitted your test, you should click on End Exam and exit the test platform. Doing the online practice should help you feel confident about taking your test, but there are likely to be a few small differences between this and your actual test. 1. Non-disclosure agreement. After logging onto the test platform, you will be asked to agree not to share the contents of the test with anyone. If you do not agree to this, you will not be allowed to start your test. 2. Before starting your test, you will be given the option of a quick online tutorial on using the test platform and exploring the various functionality. If you don't want the tutorial, you can skip this and immediately progress to take your test. Whether or not you opt for the tutorial, your test duration will remain the same. The tutorial will not count towards the test duration. Have a go at the PhilAT online practice test at ox.ac.uk/phil. But please note that you will not be able to submit your practice test for marking. For all information and guidance on Oxford's admissions tests, including tutors' top tips for success in your PhilAT, go to ox.ac.uk/tests.